Millions of Ugandans are now facing starvation following a severe drought that has hit parts of the country.
Our technical people have indicated the most affected communities will be close to 7 million.
This sharply contrasts with the figure quoted by the State Minister for Agriculture, Christopher Chibazanga, who put the number of Ugandans at risk at 1.3 million.
They are talking about Isingiro, talking about Karamoja, talking about Uteso, but they have not captured all the other districts that have equally been hit by the long dry spell.
Some of the most affected areas are Teso Sub-region, Karamoja, Isingiro, and Sembabule district, among others.
To us now, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because if the dry spell is going to continue through December, January, February, we are likely to have people almost dying in February and March as they prepare to receive the first harvest in July.
The current dry spell has rekindled the old debate about the government's failure to preserve the environment. The State Minister for Relief and Disaster Preparedness, Musa Echero, says a lot could have been avoided.
Now, if we are talking about these 7 million people in dire need of food, then my technical people had calculated up to 113 billion shillings. We have been able to mobilize 3 billion. So there is a deficit of about 110 billion.
Some critics have faulted the environmental body, NEMA, for failing to rein in encroachers.
Yes, we have put development before conservation. And you cannot have development when you have not conserved the environment. And whom to blame? I think, first of all, I'm blaming government institutions like NEMA.
The drought issue could be an issue of environment and climate change, but in terms of mitigating and managing it, it's not entirely a NEMA issue. There should have been systems in place to store water. There should have been systems in place to tap underground water.
NEMA spokesperson Naomi Karekaho says whereas some gains have been made, they are overwhelmed by the rapid population growth and the effects of development.
The issues of wetlands are really major. What happens? Poor people go into the wetlands, they drain them. And you know, you're sending poor people out of the wetlands. Where are they going?
NEMA has previously been blamed for sitting on its laurels as big corporations and investors clear wetlands to set up industries.
If you look at the people who have occupied some of the very sensitive, ecologically sensitive areas in the country, they are rich people, they are educated people. They are not the poor people in the villages. So how did they get land titles?
This debate on climate change takes shape as world leaders descend on Marrakesh in Morocco for the 22nd Conference of the Parties, or COP22. It's a UN climate meeting that begins today and concludes on the 18th of November. World leaders will be seeking to find lasting solutions on preserving the environment for the benefit of present and future generations. Shirandu today, NTV.